Okay, this is now the 5 minute tarot for the 18th of February 2017. And today's card is the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Coins. And I've really just got one point to make about it, but it kind of ties in with something that was said a while ago that somebody asked about, because with minor trumps, you can relate the major trump of that number to the suit. So the fourth major trump is the Emperor, who represents, among other things, power. Okay, but I think we can probably all agree we've got this Emperor who's in charge of a big organization. So the Four of Pentacles would be the influence of the Emperor in the area of coins. So here we've got coins as money as well as values. So with the Four of Pentacles, the meaning is, or it's about power and money. And maybe the point about the Four of Pentacles is, or the message of the Four of Pentacles is, that money is power. And we think about that, and yes, it's true, money is power, because partly if you've got the money, you can buy something, let's say, then you're the owner and you can do what you want with it. So you can buy a car and you can crash it, or you can put more money into it if you want. It's really up to you. It's your car. You can do what you want with it. Or you can buy a small item and give it to somebody else. The Four of Pentacles, because it's money is power, can mean maybe it can represent bribery as well, or blackmailing people, or inducing them to do something that they maybe don't want to do because you give them lots of money or lots of cash, or you give them things they wouldn't normally get in return for whatever it is they do for you. So the Four of Pentacles, and you think of politicians and power and emperors, and there is scope for criminal activity, underhanded behavior, and then also people have to learn to or maybe they have to compromise. Lots of people go in, well, I don't know about lots of people, but some people go into politics with the idea, I'm going to become a politician and I'm going to improve things for people. But then you think of that, and maybe they all begin that way, but then probably quite early on, they've got to then choose, are they going to tell the truth and bring about problems for themselves, or are they going to turn a blind eye to something that isn't quite right in order that they can get some things done? And the turning a blind eye, you do it once in a small way, and that opens a door to big problems later. Okay, so this is sort of rambling on a bit, but if you think of the idea that money is power, yes, you can buy something. And also with money as power, people defer to wealthy people. If you go into, if you're wearing an expensive clothes and you go into a restaurant, you get good service because people look at you and they know you've got money, and people tend to let you go first or take you seriously. Where the contrast is, if you go into a restaurant poorly dressed, then people treat you accordingly as well. And then there's something about shoes. I can't remember what this is from, but the idea that if you're going to look dressed up, don't forget that you need expensive shoes as well, because nothing gives away the fact that the person isn't that well off by wearing an expensive suit but cheap shoes. Maybe that's from Silence of the Lambs, but I don't think so. I think it's a point about stylists and so on, and who dress you. That shoes are important because they tell you a lot. Okay, so money is power, and also with money you can let's say start a business and you can employ people and make their lives better. So that power isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Because you can set up a circumstance where the people you pay people, but you encourage them or help them to be more to be better than they actually are. So maybe there's an educational set up, or there's a course they could take that would give them better qualifications or develop this skill, and the company pays for the course, right? Which is empowering for the person who takes the course, as well as it's good for the educational facility, and it's good for the company. So money as power can be a good thing, but it can also be a little bit iffy, if there's bribery and corruption involved. Which reminds me, I can't help but there's a line in It's All Right Ma, I'm Only Bleeding by Bob Dylan, and he says, money doesn't talk, it swears. So money talks, we know, but money doesn't talk, it swears. And then he says, obscenity, who really cares, propaganda, all is phony. It's a good song, that, It's All Right Ma. There's another bit where he says, though the rules of the road have been lodged, it's people's games you've got to dodge. And that might be appropriate for the Four of Pentacles as well. Okay, that's it. That was my 1 point. Money is power, maybe, for the Four of Pentacles. So tomorrow I'll look generally about how we can have confidence in our ability to read cards, no matter what stage we're at in our understanding. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.